Thanks for tuning back in. I'm going to try and address a couple of little problems I've got with this front wing next. So here's the driver's side wing on the car, and I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to highlight this. But there are quite a few problems, creases, dents and such. I mean, normally in this situation, I'd probably suggest get a new wing. I mean, this is pretty bad. It's pretty total. It's got dents and creases everywhere. But it is largely rust-free. So if I can, I'd like to save this wing. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can bend this back into shape and reuse it. I mean, it would be a result if I can. At the moment, I can't get hold of a replacement wing. So yeah, let's just see what happens. Bit crude, I know, but that's the first part with the hammer and dolly. I managed to get rid of most of the larger dents. Doesn't look very tidy at the moment, but what we'll do now is we'll just sand back these areas so we can actually see what we're doing, carry on with the hammer and dolly. I'm just running the DA sander over the bad areas where I've used the dolly and hammer where they were previously dented. I'm not trying to bare metal the panel at all. What I'm trying to do is highlight the areas. For example, these shiny little bits there, they're actually high spots. And then the darker areas like this here, was the original paint, it's actually a low spot. So from this, I can actually do a bit more with the dolly and hammer, get it a little bit straighter. Just a quick tip here when you're doing bodywork is to use something called a guide coat. It sounds a bit flash, but all I'm doing is just using a generic spray paint, black. And what I'm doing is I've just dusted a bit of paint over the areas that are damaged. And what I can do then is, as I block the panel off, the low spots will actually appear as dark spots. Makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing. So this area here that I've just lightly sanded back, it's pretty obvious that there's some dark spots there. That's the guide coat. These are low spots in the panel. So what I can do is, with a hammer and dolly, I can work these out a bit better, and it's really easy to see what I'm doing. There's another bit there that's badly damaged, but yeah, again, dark spots here, low spots, shiny spots, high spots. So I've just spent a little while with a hammer and dolly and the guide coat and blocking it down in between to find the high spots and the low spots. Already you can see it's starting to take shape. So this area here, that was all creased in. It's actually starting to take shape quite nicely. This area at the front, I don't know what happened with that, but it had a great big dent across there. The biggest problem here was this top of this wing. I don't know what happened. It was almost as if something had landed on it. It creased it quite badly across here. It's actually starting to look quite straight now. So a couple more passes with a hammer and dolly, and then I think I'll get on with the filler work. What I need to do now is I just need to trial fit it on the car, as the area just at the front here was so badly damaged around the headlight. I just want to double check to make sure that's actually going to work for me. So I was a little bit worried about this area here because it had a crease where it had been pushed in, which is probably why this headlight was replaced at some point where it had accident damage. But the gap there looks quite uniform. I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to key up the surrounding areas of where the damage is a little bit more. This is so that when I apply the body filler, it'll adhere to the panel a lot better.
I'm going to leave it there for today. In the next episode we're going to be using body filler, see if we can get this panel a bit straighter. Thanks for watching as always. Cheers!